Hello, everybody. Good morning. What is today? Happy Tuesday. How are y'all doing today? Okay, what are we here to do? Today we're going to talk about Bam Margera again. And I guess let's just jump right into it. So, if you follow me on Instagram, you probably already know most of this stuff. I just wanted to put it in a YouTube video because I know a lot of y'all are not on Instagram and or some of y'all are on Instagram, you just rather hear it from a video. So, it's kind of like some of the stuff we were looking at yesterday on Instagram. So let's start here with this familiar document. We've seen this, or this page. We've seen this before, but this is our starting point. So here we have the Pinellas County Conservatorship docket report or whatever, right? This is the website. I've shown y'all how to get to this before. The most recent things that have gone on here is a case management conference was canceled on the 22nd, and some notice of voluntary dismissal was filed. I do not know who filed the notice of voluntary dismissal. I don't know if it means that the conservatorship is over. I don't know if it means that it's terminated. It's unclear to me whether or not the conservatorship fully ever exist. It's just very unclear to me. And the reason it's unclear is because everything is sealed. So what do we do when everything is sealed? We start investigating stuff that ain't sealed. And that's what I did. That's what I did. So we'll get into that today in this video. So one thing, there's a few things about this particular court page that raise questions for me. Like I just mentioned, these voluntary dismissal remarks, why are all these case management conferences being canceled? But another thing that gives me pause is this part right here. Y'all see this around November, there was an order changing the venue from Hillsborough County, Florida to Pinellas County, Florida. Okay. So what's that about? I don't know. I have scoured the Hillsborough County website, and I just cannot find anything. I've searched Lima. I've searched all these other people's names. I've searched Bam. I've searched Brandon. I've searched Margera. I've searched Hillsborough County. I cannot find anything. But it does seem like this conservatorship was initiated originally in Hillsborough County based on the clues that we can gather from this website, right? Look, on September 14th, there was some order, but the order is labeled document number 5 of referral to GM. I don't know what GM is, but if it's the first document of the case that's showing up on the docket, but y'all are calling it document number 5, it tells me that it's likely that this started somewhere else. When you add that to this right here, changing the venue, relocating the ward, petition to change venue, and then order changing venue, I'm assuming that it started in Hillsborough County. So that's kind of the information that I've been going off of. Like, okay, they tried to start a conservatorship in Hillsborough County. This is my suspicion, right? They tried to start one in Hillsborough County, but then they moved it for whatever reason to Pinellas County. Maybe because that's where the rehab is that they wanted to send him. Who knows, right? So that's been my assumption. Well, I don't like assumptions. I like to go ahead and find what happened. So then I went searching some more for just like other cases that pertain to Bam Margera. One second. Okay. So as y'all know, I like to use Unicourt. Can you see this? Yeah, y'all can see it. Okay. As y'all know, I like to use this website called Unicourt. It's free and you can see a little bit of information, but there is a paid version and I would like to get the paid version, but it's very expensive. So maybe one day later in life when I'm making money. Okay. But as you can see here, I typed in the name Brandon Margera and 7 different cases came up. So let's take a quick stroll through these. Brandon Margera versus Paramount Pictures. We know about that lawsuit. It's the one where Bam is suing Paramount and MTV for disability discrimination, employment discrimination, and copyright, right? And a few other things. What about this one right here? This one, Nicole Margera versus Brandon Margera, is the one that she filed in Los Angeles only one day after Bam was put into this conservatorship. Okay. Then what do we have as number 3? A 2021 lawsuit in Maricopa County Superior Courts in the probate court. And look at the case title here, MH. That means mental health. So I clicked on it, and this is what it brings you to. So let's read this together. Now remember, here we are on our timeline, okay? Let's orient ourselves to the timeline. This is June 1st, 2021. So what else was going on around that time? Well, if you remember, and you can Google it if you don't remember, May 25th, 2021 is when Jeff Tremaine, who is a fellow, he's like a director or producer or something on Jackass. That guy, Jeff Tremaine, filed a restraining order against Bam Margera in May 2021. Okay, so you're about to see how much this man has been dealing with. Okay, May 25th, there's a restraining order filed against him. That's all over the news. He's threatening Jeff Tremaine and all this stuff. Well, would you look at this? On just a week later, June 1st, a mental health case was started against Bam in Maricopa County Superior Courts. Now, I did go to the Maricopa County Superior Court, and if y'all want to see, that whole thing, go check out my Instagram. But whenever I typed this case number into the Maricopa County Superior Court website, nothing shows up. It just says this case is sealed. It doesn't even show his name, the date of birth, attorney, nothing. It literally just says this case is sealed. But here's the cute thing about public records. Unicourt has it. So I don't have access to the actual documents, but we can see information about this case here on Unicourt. Okay. So the case number ends in 4143. It's in Maricopa County. The judge is Christian Bell, and it says the case status is pending or other. Okay. So let's go just look here first at the documents that were listed as having been filed in this case. Okay. So on June 2nd is the docket date, but it says it happened on the 1st. So around June 1st, 2nd, a petition for a court-ordered evaluation was filed in Maricopa County for Bam Margera. That same day, a detention order and an evaluation notice was given. So it looks to me like the judge made that decision on the same day. I don't know. Petition for court-ordered treatment, detention order. Now, this is the very messed up thing to me, okay? What's messed up to me is a judge can lock you up in many states, including Arizona. Literally, even the terminology they use is the same. Detention. When you're detained, you're supposed to have constitutional rights. It is very, very well written in the books. But no, I guess if you have a mental health condition, all of a sudden you're not deserving of your fucking rights. Sorry, excuse my language. All of a sudden, because you do drugs or whatever, or you have a mental health problem or condition, all of a sudden you don't get your rights. Okay. Well, this judge orders him to be detained in a mental institution on June 4th, 2021. Record. Okay, look at this. June 10th. Record of medication administered during the last 72 hours pursuant to Title 36-539. So they're giving him drugs. They're giving him medications. And that's fine. But when he takes the drugs himself or the medications himself, I guess that's not fine. Because here we have somebody, again, we can't see these documents because they're sealed, but we have the title of the document here, and it says record of medication administered during the last 3 days pursuant to Title 36. So what I'm assuming happened based on this here, because they're telling the judge about the last 72 hours, I'm assuming that was Bam's first 72 hours in the place. Maybe not. I don't know. It's not really that important to the story. But look, detention. They've detained him. 3 days later, they're reporting to the judge all the drugs they gave him. Okay. Then they put him in a mental health conservatorship. It looks like, right? Mental health resort order. Okay, so the result is court ordered treatment, COT, court ordered treatment. So it looks like he got put in some type of like 5150 type of situation. This is Arizona. I don't know anything about Arizona laws, but I do know that Arizona is known for being very bad about conservatorships and taking people's rights. So is Nevada. So is obviously California and Florida. So look, somebody who, Lima, maybe, we'll see. Don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. So I'll just wait until I show y'all the receipts because some of y'all don't know how to damn act. Okay, but this is what happened. Look, June 1st, petition for a court-ordered evaluation. By June 10th, they're medicating this man. Okay, so 9 days. Then the judge orders rehab. So it's like not only was he in the 3-day center and all that, but now the judge is ordering medical treatment onto Bam Margera. We do not know if he consented to this. We do not know if he is okay with this. The problem, he don't have to consent to it. And he doesn't have the right to even ask for a lawyer because they're acting like it's not jail whenever it actually is. Okay. Then they do a case status report the next month. Okay. Now, I want y'all to remember, I won't even say that yet. Let's just go here. Okay. So what else? By August, the end of August 27th, note of closure, motion to suspend outpatient treatment plan. So he was in some type of outpatient treatment and the judge suspended it. I don't know why. Maybe because it was only able to be like a 90-day thing. I really don't know. We can't know. We have no idea. And then note relieving community partners. And then the last thing that we see on this docket is from September 2nd, 2021. So let's recalibrate on our timeline. In May, somebody in Los Angeles filed a restraining order against Bam. 1 week later, here he is in Arizona getting rammed into a rehab. He loses, seemingly all of his rights. The judge takes them away, puts him in these programs. It doesn't seem like he has a choice to go. Because as you can see, it says court-ordered treatment. When a court orders you to do something, you have to do it. Thank you, Sister Babylon. I will keep fighting the good fight. So a few months go by. So it's May, he gets a restraining order. June, he's put in court-ordered evaluation. July, something about 45 days. I don't know. And then by August, they're suspending the treatment plan. And by September 2nd, no more documents are listed on Unicourt. Now, could there be more documents? Yes. This is very incomplete information. I'm just showing y'all what I can see so far because it all adds up to look pretty suspicious in my opinion. Yeah, no, this is a place where in this channel, we don't believe in forcing people to take medications. That's not something we believe in. Okay. So this is what I really also wanted y'all to see. So as y'all know, because you've been watching these videos, I've been saying Lima posted about Bam Margera in April 2021. And by September, she was filing to put him in a conservatorship, which is a true statement. But what I didn't realize is Lima was involved with Bam Margera's mental health and recovery and all of that in June. So look what we have here. Judge details Bell Christian. Party details Brandon Margera. And we're going to look into all these different things and people and names and stuff. Michelle Wilgocki, Community Partners Integrated Healthcare, Mercy Care, which apparently like a lot of people have problems with. It's like they have a contract with the government or with the municipality in Maricopa that if you get court ordered into rehab, it's this Mercy Care people get involved. That's what I've heard. Y'all can go read the comments on my Instagram if you want more information. People are giving firsthand accounts of that. But what after Mercy Care? Lima Look, I'm the conspiracy theorist because this woman spells her name 5 different ways, but here's a 6 different ways she's spelling her name. Now, this is a new way to spell her name. Tagali Yeremovic. Okay, let's compare and contrast to how she spelled it here. Oh, that's a Q. Oh, and there's a, instead of a R, there's a V here. Okay, so that still seems to be the same person. Would you agree? Lima Tagali Yeremovich involved in court ordered in a petition for a court ordered evaluation and court ordered treatment? Well, I have some theories about Lima and I found some more information. So let's keep going. Who else is involved here? Salim Schlief, who is a lawyer, Aaron Riley, who is a child psychiatrist or child psychologist, Anna DiPietro, who is a some type of nurse. We're going to look at all these people, Nicholas Baldwin and Warren Boyd. Okay, so let's start with the smaller players first. Okay. Where am I here? So what is this for? This is for Aaron Riley. Now, what I want to also just be very clear about is all I have to go on is this right here. All I have to go on is this name. So I'm not 100% sure that this guy, this person right here, Aaron Vincent Riley, MD, neurology and psychiatry, I'm not sure he is exactly the same Aaron as we're looking at here. But I'm using deductive reasoning because this man works in Arizona. Maybe it's him. I just wanted to show y'all that people are what they're saying about him. Put me on 12 months of lobotomizing psychiatric drugs against my will. He gave me the wrong diagnosis. I know because the other doctors diagnosed me with something else after this. I don't deserve any diagnosis. Right now, I am normal and healthy 22-year-old person who is disappointed in the way we treat the mentally ill. People like this man deserve a guilty conscience for what they are doing. I met a man who said he went to a large conference where they offered him and others an $80,000 bonus per year to sell X amount of pharmaceuticals. You guys have hurt me and it's not over. I will voice my story for the rest of my life, hoping to shed light on the system and criminals like Dr. Riley and Dr. Thayer. Clearly, I'm not the only one who feels this way about him as I read other reviews on the website. It's 2020 and I hope some progress has been made to expose this filth. No stars. Dr. Riley is the worst doctor on the planet. He should not be practicing medicine for the health and safety of all mentally ill people. Can someone please stop this man? On top of being incompetent, he sucks his teeth when he's talking, and it is the most annoying sound you can imagine. Wrong diagnosis, wrong treatment, wrong, wrong, wrong. I do not know how anyone would let this guy see patients. Is he even a doctor? He doesn't care what you tell him. He has made up his mind before he comes in the room. He is weird, really weird. He needs a psychiatrist, and he acts like he is on drugs. He made me physically ill. Never, ever let anyone you care about go to Aaron Riley. Okay, so that's what we have for him. Who else's name is on here? Who's this? Vincent Riley. Look, again, more 1-star reviews. Put me on pills that made me, when I complained, asked me if I could use it to be happy. Wow. I'm against experimentation of these drugs on hordes of rats and other animals. I've always been organic and I'm vegetarian, and this man did nothing to accommodate except give me drugs that plague my body. Powerful, pathetic, power seeking. He labeled me suicidal, bipolar, seriously mentally ill, put me on lobotomizing psychiatric medication for a year that has plagued me with side effects even to this day, even though I'm off the meds. I hope he is unalive along with that other Dr. Thayer. Okay, so that's Aaron Riley. Again, is that for sure the same Aaron Riley that we're seeing right here? I don't know. I have no way to know. So just take that with what it is. We're going to go on to see more little pieces of evidence, and y'all can make up your own mind at the end. Okay, who's here? Open Road is this lady. Okay, so who we have here is Anna Marie DiPietro, a board certified. So that's, look, you'll see her name right here, Anna DiPietro, a board certified MSN, CRNP, PMHNP, BC. I don't know what that is. Family psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. And she founded this company called Open Road Psychiatric Services in West Chester, Pennsylvania. So it's weird to me that all these different people's names are on this document, because Well, we have this Aaron Riley, if it's the guy I was talking, if that I found stuff about, he's in Arizona, but this lady is based in Westchester, which is where Bam Margera is from. So I'm assuming, this is probably the same lady. Specializes in adult and pediatric psychiatry, focuses on ADHD, mood disorders, autism, anxiety. They just be putting anything, and it's just names at this point of stuff. This is her office. Okay, so actually, the reviews on her aren't bad. The reviews on her are fine, but I'm just telling y'all who's all involved in this case in Maricopa. Okay, then we have a Nicholas Baldwin. Dr. Nicholas Baldwin is a psychiatrist also in Mesa, Arizona. He received his medical degree. He is also a psychiatrist. He is a child and adolescent psychiatrist. Thought that was interesting. Who else? Nicholas Baldwin. Okay. Nicholas Baldwin. We talked about him. We talked about her. Okay. So then it starts to get real interesting. Warren Boyd is mentioned here. Okay. And I'm sitting here thinking, he's nobody. Like, I'm just like, who's this guy? But then some of the folks on my Instagram were like, wait. Bam Margera's wife, Nicole, her maiden name is Boyd. Is it possible that this Warren Boyd character is maybe related to Nicole Boyd Margera? So look, I'll show y'all the stuff I found too, but this is my Instagram. So I had made this video yesterday, a short live that basically covers what I just covered, a little bit less thorough. Who is Warren Boyd, the extreme interventionist, rumored to be helping Bobby Christina Brown? Now, as you know, Bobby Christina Brown, very unfortunately, is no longer with us. So there was a series on A&E called The Cleaner, based on Warren Boyd, who would undergo extreme measures to keep his clients sober. Many of these clients are Hollywood stars, and now his name is being linked to Whitney Houston's daughter. When she passed away, literally the first call they made was to Warren Boyd to come right away from Malibu and be with Bobby Christina, who is Whitney Houston's daughter. So that's one thing he's been into. Look, this is a post from 2019 on Bam Margera's official Instagram while he was in a recovery center called Wavelengths. Okay. Wavelengths Recovery with Warren Boyd and at Sober Coach. Good things are happening. So this is Warren Boyd right here. Okay. Let's look at his Wikipedia page. Oh, would you look at that? Warren Boyd is the owner of Wavelengths Recovery Center. So the owner of Wavelengths Recovery Center is listed as a party on Bam Margera's court case where he's being ordered into a treatment facility. Does anyone else find that to be a little bit strange? Warren Boyd, who owns a rehab that Bam Margera has been in 2019, got a nice shout out on the official Bam Instagram page that has over 2 million followers. I would love Bam to shout out my business. Is it possible maybe Warren, I don't know, knows who's in charge of Bam's Instagram? Oh, hold on. Don't let me be a conspiracy theorist. Let's keep looking. Then this is another article I want to show y'all, or an excerpt. Bam in 2019 was relentlessly attacking not only his mother, April, but also his wife, saying he doesn't trust them. They're always negative, stuff like that. And he scolded his mother for what? Trying to control his social media. Bam went off on his mom, explaining that she is telling him to get off Instagram and it is not a place he should be talking about their private business. Well, it's okay for him to talk about the private business when it's somebody's rehab getting a shout out. Is that how it goes? Or whenever y'all are selling merch, he can talk about private business, or whenever y'all are giving the updates for him, y'all can talk about his private business, or when y'all are talking to TMZ and Page 6, y'all can talk about his private business. But for whatever goddamn reason, he can't talk about his own damn private business on his own damn Instagram account. Okay. Just wait. Where is it? Hold on. I need to find it. Hold on. I'm about to show y'all. Okay. So here's an excerpt. Let me show you this first. Hold on. Let's go to Lima just so y'all can remember. Y'all remember that post, Lima from Aura? So Lima from Aura, Lima Yevremovich, this lady right here, Lima, posted on April 17th, 2021, this picture and this caption. Just wrapped up a very successful Las Vegas trip with Aura's partnering treatment centers. Aura is growing so quick, and I am so honored that I'm in a position to help so many people with Meet Aura Tech. Thank you for all of the support with Amanda. And Amanda would die the next month. So Amanda right now is in her last month of being alive while this is being written, right? Thank you for all of the support with Amanda, and to Bam Margera and Nikki B124, that's Nicole Boyd Margera, for backing us. Amanda is doing so well and will be using Aura's mobile telehealth application. As she transitions to lower levels of care and gains more freedom, the Aura app will help to provide support, connect her to her healthcare team, and alert her clinician before possible relapse so we can aid her in the fight to stay sober day to day. If you're a healthcare provider looking to integrate Meet Aura tools into your practice, you can email us, blah, blah, blah. Okay. The Aura app will help to provide support, connect her to her healthcare team, and alert her clinician before possible. Connect her to her healthcare team. Don't y'all remember Bam saying one of the reasons he was suing Paramount and MTV and Jackass and all them was because he was forced to talk on FaceTime with doctors all day long, taking pills so they can monitor him and test him and all that? Maybe he was using Aura. I don't know. But what I do know is Lima from Aura tagged Bam Margera and Nicole Boyd Margera and thanked them for backing her in April 2021. What I know for sure is in June, 2 months later, not even 2 full months later, that same lady is now involved in the case where Bam is being put in rehab against his will. Okay. So that's what we have so far. Now let's go back to this. We're getting closer to the smoking gun here. Honestly, there's not really like a smoking gun. It's just like a bunch of little suspicious things put together that I don't think can be a coincidence. Okay, so we remember Warren Boyd. We remember Warren owns Wavelengths. We remember he got a special shout out during the same period of time that Bam was saying his people were trying to control his social media. Okay, the same time he's saying they're trying to control my social media. His social media is posting stuff with these two guys, giving them a nice shout out, tagging their accounts with all his millions of followers. Okay. What is next? Nope, that's not it. I got to find it again. Hold on. So I guess we can just read this. Okay. So this is from a like a about the person website of Nicole Boyd, right? I posted this on my Instagram. She has one brother. And what are the chances that Nicole Boyd's brother's name is Warren Michael Boyd? What are the chances that Warren Boyd, where Bam Margera was going to rehab at Wavelengths Recovery, who owns Wavelengths Recovery, Warren Boyd, what are the chances he has the exact same name as Bam Margera's brother-in-law? What are the chances? I don't know. What are the chances? Why would they seal Bam's conservatorship case? The reason that they would seal it is because they don't want us to see what's going on in it. And someone even said that on Instagram yesterday. They said, well, what I think is really weird is Lima can go on, soft white underbelly and talk about everybody's diagnoses. She can tag people for backing her products. She can talk about people's mental health. People can talk to TMZ about Bam Margera's diagnoses and all of that. He even goes out and talks about it himself on podcasts and interviews, his own struggles with mental health, his diagnoses, et cetera, et cetera. But somehow it's too private for the court documents to be open. And to me, I just call BS, honestly. Okay, so back to this. So Nicole Boyd has a brother named Warren Boyd, and Warren Boyd owns Wavelengths Recovery Center, has been tagged on Bam Margera's Instagram, has been involved in other high-profile celebrity types of interventions. A recovering addict himself, his time in prison and ultimate choice to get clean gave him a unique insight into the minds of addicts. His personal knowledge of their problems, dynamic means of intervention, and 24-hour service led his humble counseling efforts to grow into a large network of private rehab facilities. So why don't we check out the reviews on that? Employee reviews. Management is terrible. No communication. No schedule consistency. Morgan in HR is a doll, but after being laid off, Robin rejected my calls to get my papers for unemployment while I attended night classes and needed to pay my rent. Wavelengths was a great place for clients, but a large portion of Wavelengths clients become staff members. New into sobriety and the job causes them to relapse. I love the owner and the co-owner. That would be Warren Boyd, but their management team is not good for the company. They don't promote people because they're a good worker. It's for personal reasons. They let managers who relapse have their job back after 30 days in charge of people who have years of sobriety. They would constantly take 10% from all of our wages. Now what in the hell is that about? They have house managers work 16 hours a day and don't pay them cost of living. It can be a very hostile work environment. Wavelengths is like a family. We have a 5-star. We have a few 5-star reviews here. I don't like reading 5-star reviews. I always think they're fake, but they could be real. I don't know. Who knows? Save yourself the headache and find another place to work. Former clients who got hired on work so much they relapse and come back as clients. Whoa. Overall, my experience working at Wavelengths Recovery was horrible. Worst place I have worked at thus far. They recycle clients like crazy. Their employees are either miserable or doing very illegal things. Many people I've spoken to there are not in management, have stated how much they dislike working there. They only stay because they really need the money. Please do not work there. I was very displeased with how the management treated employees. Staff was overworked and not compensated. Staff was also disposable. It was all about making money off clients. Someone said their experience was positive, awesome opportunity, stressful environment. I learned a huge amount since I had no substance abuse background before I started. So they're hiring people with no background in this industry. Mostly good management. Hours were flexible. Good environment. Okay. So those are the reviews of Wavelengths. And we know that Bam did go to Wavelengths. Let me just put it here so we have proof. Wait. I got distracted by the comments. Okay. So there's some videos. Oh yeah, I was looking up Bam Margera going there. Okay. And it's kind of like giving me like throwback to Britney, where it was like kind of shady. Like, why do you need to advertise which rehab a celebrity goes to unless it's just you trying to get advertisement for people to come to your rehab? Like Passages Malibu, Promises, blah, blah, blah. Like, people go there because famous people went there. Like, oh, Britney Spears went to this one. I'll go there. Or Lindsay Lohan, Paris Hilton, whatever. Why do we need to know where Bam Margera went? I mean, listen, I'm glad they told us because now we can investigate. But Bam Margera had actually left rehab in early 2019. Okay. So he informed fans in August 2019 that he had checked into another rehab facility that week, writing on Thursday that he switched to another recovery center because at his first one, he was not being allowed to access his phone. And I know a lot of rehabs do this and a lot of halfway houses and stuff do that, but I don't think that's cool. If you're somewhere voluntarily, you should have access to your phone unless you willfully want to hand it over. But he was saying, I could not call my son. The rehab was keeping me from my son. And so that raises a question for me. Is the rehab actually going to help somebody if they can't talk to their son? I mean, a lot of y'all are parents. Imagine you have to decide between getting healthy and talking to your baby. A lot of people would choose the baby. And so he finally got a rehab that would let him use his phone so he could talk to his son. I've checked into rehab a bit more suitable for me. He was at Wavelengths Recovery Center, Huntington Beach, which is run and owned by Warren Boyd, who has the same name as Bam Margera's wife's brother. The facility is owned by Warren Boyd, listen, can't you just tell that this is like a Warren Boyd tip off? Like, oh, make sure you put in there, it's owned by Warren Boyd, whose life story was inspired by the 2008 A&E drama series, The Cleaner. Like, what? Shut up. Why do we need to know all that shit? He's worked with Robert Downey Jr., Mel Gibson, Courtney Love. Margera later shared a photo of himself with Boyd on Instagram. We've already looked at that. Oh, look. Oh, so it's okay. So they're saying it's not his brother. Look at this. Runs the best treatment centers in California. Wavelengths, the same name as Nikki's brother, Warren Boyd, and father, RIP. He's got a giant phoenix painted in the main room and is from Petaluma, California, Nikki's hometown. I love this guy already. So he has the same name as Nikki's brother, and he's from Nikki's hometown, but he's not Nikki's brother. Listen, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but this looks a little bit too suspicious to be a coincidence. He has the same name as... What are the chances that he's from Nikki's hometown and has the same name as Nikki's brother and runs a rehab that now you're in and where you can use your phone? I don't know. He mentioned his past attempts at rehab. He didn't have access to his cell phone. Writing on social media back in January, he didn't do well with not being allowed to FaceTime his wife and kids. So he was being isolated. How do you recover from anything in isolation? You need love, support, and family to recover from anything. Okay. Here he'll have access to his phone as well as he'll be able to go biking, whatever, skating, to the gym. Following his reported admission to Wavelengths, Margera slammed his mother, April, on Instagram, saying he would use the platform to air his dirty laundry. And he said it makes him feel better. It gets weight off his shoulders. Instagram for me is letting things go. I have no filter. I'll tell you everything. That was around the time he had sat down with Dr. Phil and said that he really wanted to leave. He really wanted to leave Nicole. But since he couldn't, but since he thought she would use the baby against him, he didn't feel like he could. So, yeah, I mean, we have someone with a strikingly similar background story to who would have been Nicole Margera's brother, but apparently it's not her brother. It just seems too suspicious for me. It just seems too suspicious. I'm a suspicious person, though. Yeah, so what else? I mean, I guess the main big things that I wanted to, let's read some of the things that Bam was also saying during that time. He told Entertainment Tonight that, so April Margera. So this would be Bam's mom. We just want him to get better and to go back to rehab. He obviously is in some kind of psychosis and needs help, and it's obvious to everyone that he's just not okay right now. He hits a wall where he just goes into a bit of a psychotic meltdown. Again, y'all can say all this to page 6, but his court records can't be open so we can know what y'all are doing behind the scenes. Y'all can talk about psychosis and meltdowns and all rehabs and addiction. Y'all can air out this man's laundry, but he can't air it out himself. And God forbid the public have access to the court documents while y'all are trying to take control of his life. The pattern that we're seeing, this is the pattern we're seeing, and we just have to get past this. He needs to comply with everything the medical professionals are saying. And April, listen, honey, if you're watching, this is bad advice. You should never comply with everything that the medical people are saying in these high-profile conservatorships because you don't know what in the hell their motives are. A spokesperson for the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office previously confirmed that deputies were informed that Margera had an ex parte order. This is from 2019. Which is a judge's order for court-ordered rehabilitation. Those are taken out by a third party on behalf of the person. The reality star told TMZ that he allegedly had been fresh out of another rehab this is 2021. Sorry, this is not 2019. So look, this is what I had found. Fresh out of another rehab program in Arizona before being transferred to an outpatient facility in Florida. Okay. So this Pinellas County, Florida one, that's the one we're familiar with looking at. We've seen it a bunch and all that. Wait, where am I? Okay. A third party had an ex parte order for court ordered rehab. Who could that third party have been? Well, it's most likely one of these people. Michelle Salim, who's a lawyer, an elder law lawyer. Lima, who's a virtual reality inventor of an experimental virtual reality mental health treatment program, which why is she on this court case? Mercy Care, another doctor here. Did he take out the order? Who filed the petition for court-ordered evaluation and the petition for court-ordered treatment? Well, some third party clearly had done so. The reality star told TMZ he had been fresh out of this rehab in this case whenever he was railroaded into this rehab. Okay. So he left Arizona, went to Florida, and weeks later found himself in another conservatorship type situation, according to page 6. Earlier this year, this was last year, he had a public battle with the producers of Jackass 4. Margera claimed they forced him to go to a drug rehab facility before shooting the film, and he asked fans to boycott the movie as a result. He said, I went there thinking I was going to 30 days, but they insisted I do 90 days, adding that it was torture. This time around, Margera wanted to work on himself so he could see his son. They're using his child to force him to get help that he, I don't know, maybe doesn't want. But he's doing it not for himself. He's doing it to see his son. Now, listen, should you be like on drugs and stuff around your kids? No, hell no, you should not. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, look at the whole thing. What is this? Okay. What else do we have going on? Another article where a lot of people want to talk about like, oh my God, have you seen Bam on his Instagram lives? He's crazy. He's unhinged. He clearly has a problem. He needs to stay off Instagram. Well, maybe if y'all were a little less judgmental about addiction and mental health, you would actually be able to hear the words that are coming out of Bam Margera's freaking mouth, and you would be concerned, as I am and as a lot of other people here are. So let's see what he said. Caught up with TMZ in Los Angeles, where he revealed 18 prescription pills needed post-rehab where he was initially being treated for Adderall and alcohol. He listed a host of drugs that the rehab ordered him to be on for his release, including Zoloft, Lexapro, Wellbutrin, and Klonopin. This is what the doctors say I need, he said. And then it led to this type of tendencies on all 18 medications I was on. And I'm like, well, what's the point of a $5 million contract for Jackass that I have to walk on eggshells and jump through hoops, which is already impossible to obey if I'm dead? When asked about Jackass 4 producers' demands, Bam noted it was the definition of effing torture. He said, they tortured me. Okay. So that kind of sounds like that review of that Aaron Riley, where it was like gave them all kind of medicines that resulted in them not feeling like themselves. Britney Spears had similar testimony in the June 23rd, 2021 testimony. She said she was drugged against her will by her handlers. Let's see. Another interesting thing is headlines were reporting in October 2021, right around when this whole thing was initiated in Pinellas County. They reported Bam Margera allegedly attacked a woman while on cocaine. So there's this unidentified caller just called 911. Now, if y'all remember what happened with Amanda in the soft white underbelly video, that case is related to this one because Lima is involved in both of them. So how did they get Amanda in jail in that soft white underbelly case? Well, she attacked her dad, which they could be all lying about that. I didn't see that. Did y'all see Amanda attack her dad? Because I didn't. But allegedly, Amanda attacked her dad, and then her dad calls Mark Leta, the YouTuber, soft white underbelly YouTuber and photographer. The dad calls and says, "Hey, Amanda just attacked me. What should I do?" On Lima's suggestion, Mark Leta said you should call the cops and get her arrested. Once Amanda was arrested, they put her into a conservatorship and forced her into a rehab. So let's see if this looks familiar. Some unidentified man claiming that there were two women in the room with Bam at the time he placed the call around 8:30 in the morning local time, and alleged this word that I can't say on YouTube for whatever stupid reason, and a woman he referred to as Margera's alleged minder, which is a person whose job it is to look after someone. Okay, but we know it was a woman, according to this unidentified caller who called 911. This unidentified person claimed there was two women in a hotel room at 8:30 in the morning with Bam Margera. One of them was allegedly this, and another was Margera's alleged minder. Who's the minder? Who was around him in September? Who was around Bam Margera in September 2021? Who had already tagged Bam Margera in a status in April? Could it have been Lima that was in the hotel room with Bam? Could it have been a setup is my question. Because they already admitted that Amanda's conservatorship was a setup. They said it. They said they were planning for it. They were waiting for it. If you go on Lima's website, she gives you the play-by-play. Step 1, conservatorship or jail. Step 2, detox. Okay. So look, the caller indicated to police that at the time of the 911 call, he hadn't even seen Bam. He had not even seen him. So who called him? Who called the caller who ultimately called 911 and told him that Bam was attacking someone? Well, if he was in a room with a minder, could the minder have been the one who called? What do y'all think? I mean, I don't know. I'm just speculating here. What do y'all think? Who's his handler? The alleged minder filled him in on the allegations. So this minder, this handler who was in the hotel at 8:30 a.m. with Bam Margera in Pinellas County for some reason, called some unidentified man. Could it have been one of the Jackass producers? Could it have been one of the people that Bam Margera had literally just sued for discrimination? Could this be them working together to railroad Bam Margera? I want to find something else. There's another one I want to find. Because Bam refutes that report. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. I'm just making sure this is the right thing. No, that's not it. Let's see. I thought I had this pulled up. Okay. Okay. All right. Here we go. We'll read this one. It's Fox News, but you'll get the drift. Okay. Bam Margera allegedly attacked woman, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Forced into rehab last month. So now remember where we are in the timeline. This is 2021, October 14, 2021. So what do we know that was going on in the background? Lima Takali had already filed applications for appointments of guardian, confidential info, moving him from one county to another. All this had already happened in September, right? All that, well, not all that, but all this right here, all this had already happened, right? Location, changing the location and all that. All right. So in October, forced into rehab in September after he allegedly attacked a woman in his hotel room. 911 call they obtained from the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office reveals shocking new details about the September 26th incident that resulted in the Jackass star going to a treatment center. And it's a far cry from the story Margera told about holding a drink at the casino. Well, y'all, let's just use our common sense. If this incident happened on September 26th, but they had already filed for conservatorship on September 14th, it seems to me like it was a setup. They already filed for the conservatorship 2 weeks before he even did the stunt, did the thing that he allegedly attacked someone. In referencing Margera's alleged victim, the caller claimed he attacked her, grabbed her body, and said she thinks he tore her implant. The unidentified man claimed there were two women in the room with Margera at the time. He placed the call. We already read this. The minder, which is a person whose job is to look after him. The caller indicated that he had not even seen Margera, but he was confident enough to call the police on him. Imagine calling the police on someone you didn't even see. The caller described the alleged victim as a white woman in her 50s or 60s. Unclear from the call which woman the man was referring to. The dispatcher at one point asked the caller whether the victim needed a paramedic, and he replied, "I don't know yet." When asked if Margera was under the influence, the caller said, "Absolutely. There's no question about it. He's really highly intoxicated." Again, that man said he had not even seen Bam that day, but he knows for sure that Bam is intoxicated. And then that's how it gets reported all through the media. Bam is intoxicated. That man didn't even see Bam Margera, and he admitted that he hadn't seen Bam. He hasn't even seen Bam Margera, but he knows absolutely, absolutely he's really highly intoxicated. He's in severe psychosis. Well, who did that sound like? That sounds like the same shit that April Margera was saying in 2019. To the tabloids, but it's too private for us to know why he got put in, but it's not too private for his mom to say he has psychosis or some random caller to say he has psychosis. He's been diagnosed as paranoid schizophrenic, which he's never said. Bam has admitted that he has bipolar disorder or has been diagnosed with bipolar, but he has never said he's a paranoid schizophrenic. That sounds like something Lima would have made up. He's got a long history of mental illness. And look, that's all you have to tell to the cops. They're going to show up and take away your rights. Don't tell the cops somebody got a mental illness, because they're going to prison or jail or conservatorship or rehab. Look how they put this. He's escaped from treatment centers in the last 2 months. Look at the words that they're using. The last time I checked, rehab is voluntary. And if somebody is going to be held somewhere against their will, they have to be seen by a jury of their peers. You are allowed to walk out the front door of a rehab unless it's court ordered, right? But I don't even think that the court should be allowed to order rehab. The court should be allowed to order jail only. That is the only power they should be allowed to have, because in order to take away someone's freedoms, liberties, and rights, you're supposed to have due process. You're supposed to have a fair trial in front of your peers. It ain't supposed to be one random doctor with 1.0 stars on Healthscapes tells the judge that you're too sick to make your own decisions and now you're never free again. That's not supposed to be how this works. And yet, this is how it happens all the time. So here they are. He's escaped. He's escaped from rehab. Maybe they were abusing him and he just left rehab. Did y'all even consider that? No, because they need to spin. They have to spin this narrative. Because before I started talking about Bam, what was most of the people saying? Still, what are most of the people saying? A lot of y'all here, I know y'all are watching because you've always known that this was a setup. So I'm glad that y'all are here. Because if it wasn't for us picking this apart, nobody would be picking this apart. Like, this is the story. It's told so well. All the family and the team seems to all be on the same page. All the ex-friends, the so-called friends, who also have had their own struggles with all this stuff. They're not being forced into rehabs and conservatorships, but they're making statements on Bam and talking about he needs to get better. He's escaped. That's like saying, like, she escaped from the grocery store. But it goes to show whoever was on this call, in their mind, Bam never had the right to leave. Bam never had the right to leave. And this was a control effort. That's what I'm picking up from this. All these people are trying to reel him back in. Amid these new allegations, a representative for Bam released his own statement. So what's Bam's representative saying? The initial reports of Bam's arrest were reasonably correct. The 911 call is demonstrably and utterly false. Bam was with his aunt in a hotel room. She's 65 years old and she's clean and sober. The police escorted him back to rehab and made no charges whatsoever against him, which demonstrates that the caller who made the claim made a false statement to police. What did he say? He continued, the allegations, listen, y'all, because I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but this was my thought. So look, somebody else, a representative for Bam, seems to also be a conspiracy theorist, because listen what they said. The allegations are likely made by people who have an axe to grind against Bam in his lawsuit against Paramount. This is so infuriating to me. There are multi-million dollars at stake because of the abuse that Bam faced at the hands of Paramount and his supposed friends, Johnny Knoxville, Spike Jones, Jeff Tremaine, and others. We're investigating these false allegations and false statements made in the police report, and we are considering taking action as we learn more against the perpetrator of this false and defamatory report. After the police were dispatched on September 26th, following an emotional disturbance call, look, y'all, officers found, let's really use our common sense, y'all. Officers found that Bam had an ex parte order, which is a judge's order for court-ordered rehabilitation. Okay. Did they find it because Lima filed it 2 weeks earlier on 9/14/2021? Because look, September 14th, there's this order. Is it possible that nobody wanted to bring Bam to rehab, so he was tricked, set up, lied to? Britney Spears' exact words when this happened to her and her conservatorship she was lied to and set up. I'm shaking. I'm so mad. Because it's so obvious to me what happened. It's so obvious to me what happened. And this media narrative works. But I'm a conspiracy theorist because I'm just reading what the goddamn hell happened. What the goddamn hell happened? Well, September 14th, there's some kind of order made. September 26th, there's this alleged incident that someone who didn't even see the incident, nor did they see Bam Margera that whole day, called the police to report him. Oh, he grabbed somebody's titty and ripped her implant. He's in there with a prostitute. He was in there with his aunt and probably Lima. I mean, let's be honest. Or his mind, or whoever that was. Who would have known? Let's use our common sense, y'all. When the deputies arrived, they were informed that Mr. Margera had an ex parte order. Who could have possibly informed them of that, y'all? Who could have known? Who could have known that there was an ex parte order? Was any of these people there? Could have been the minder or the handler, maybe? Maybe Lima could have told the minder or the handler. If it wasn't her, maybe she could have told them. When they arrived, they were informed that there was a court order for rehab. And then, right, those are taken out by a third party. The rehab transfer was not considered an arrest. Well, good thing, because what do I always tell y'all? When you're arrested, when you are arrested, you have no right. You have rights. You have the right to a lawyer. You have the right to due process. You have the right to a trial by jury. You have the right to be free from cruel and unusual punishment. You have the right to freedom of speech. You have all these rights when you're arrested that you do not have when you're not arrested. Okay. Thank you for the super sticker, Lisa. About a week later, Margera, here's his story. Margera himself told TMZ police were called after a loved one allegedly saw a picture of him holding what appeared to be a drink at a casino in Florida. He also claimed he was serving a 2-month stint in rehab because he wanted to work on himself so he can see his son. Because what else happened? What else happened in September? This bitch filed for full custody over their son. So 1 month later, he's saying, He's saying, I'm going to rehab so I can see my son. Y'all, what was going on at that time? Hold on, I got to find where I was. I lost my spot. Okay, here we are. A week later, Margera told TMZ police were called after a loved one allegedly saw him holding what appeared to be a drink at a casino in Florida. He also claimed he was serving a 2-month stint in rehab. Why? Because he wanted to work on himself so he can see his son and get back to filming. Is it possible Bam didn't even know that there was this court order? Did they give him notice that there was court-ordered rehab? Why would Bam say, I'm in rehab for 2 months because I want to work on myself and see my son and get back to filming? They were holding this stuff over his head. What do we know? He's sued them. He has sued the jackass people for forcing him into treatment, forcing him to take medications. We know, because we see it, that Nicole Boyd Margera sued for full custody, but not a divorce. David Glass was her attorney. Here's look, petition for custody and child support, 915. So Bam has all, think about it. Let's put all this together. May 2021 rolls around. He's been fired from Jackass. Now he's got a restraining order against him by Jeff Tremaine in May. A few weeks later, he's ordered into rehab and ordered into treatment by a judge in Florida. Meanwhile, same time, Lima Yevremovich is getting all involved, tagging him and stuff here and there and everywhere. He gets done with that in Florida. In Arizona. Sorry, it's Arizona. In June, it's Arizona. He's in this court-ordered rehab in Arizona for 140 days, 190 days, like 4 or 5 months. He gets out of that immediately, flies to Florida to have fun with his wife after he's been in rehab for all these months. He gets to see his kid. And then there's this very suspicious, conflicting story situation incident that happens. September 14th, he's fighting a conservatorship in Pinellas County. Think about I'm scared of one lawsuit. Think about You got restraining orders. The news is reporting on that. You got your wife filing for custody. The news is reporting on that. You're in court ordered rehab in Maricopa County in Arizona. Court is reporting on how you're unhinged and crazy. You get to Florida thinking you're going to let loose. You're in the hotel room minding your business with your aunt and your mind and your handler, waiting for your wife, and police show up and put you back in rehab again. Can this man do anything right? I'm just asking. Margera has previously been open about his mental health struggles in the past. He revealed in September that he had officially been diagnosed with manic bipolar. His mother, again, talking about, we just want him to go to rehab. Well, girl, he lived half that year in rehab. Oh, he's in a psychosis. I am telling y'all right now, if everybody all started turning on me and suing me across the whole country, I would probably be in a level of psychosis as well, probably paranoia. And that seems pretty normal to me. Can you imagine your wife keeping your kid from you, the media, your job, your company's been taken from you, the ideas that you have are being put in a movie you're no longer allowed to be in, your copyrights are being stolen, your rights are being stolen, police are following you everywhere, and all you're trying to do is figure out, how to like live your little happy life. You've lost everything, your job, almost your wife, your freedom, your liberty. I would be psychotic too. I'd be in a psychosis too. It's a perfect intervention. If your goal is to completely destroy a person, I went there thinking, look, Bam has been public about his dispute with the Jackass 4 producers, who the stuntman alleged forced him into a drug rehab facility before shooting the film. I went there thinking I was going to do 30 days, but they insisted I do 90 days. He told them it was torture. So, I mean, what's really going on here? What's really going on here? Because he sued in August. And then in September, he was put back. And who's to say he wouldn't have sued before that? Who's to say the reason he didn't sue until August is because that's when they finally let his ass out? Look, I'll show y'all. Look. Where are we at? Here's the filings. The last filing on this Maricopa case is September 2nd, 2021. Well, it was right around somewhere around here that he actually got the chance to sue. So looks like maybe he was actually, let me see when that lawsuit is from. It's August something. August 9th, 2021 is whenever he sued. August 9th, 2021 is whenever he sued Paramount Pictures, Jackass, who else? MTV, Jeff Tremaine, Johnny Knoxville, Adam Spiegel, that's Spike Jonze, Dick House Entertainment, Gorilla Flicks. Yeah, so who's to say he wouldn't have sued them any earlier if he wasn't dealing with this court-ordered treatment that Lima Tagali-Yeremovich is somehow involved in? I don't know. What I can say is I feel deeply sympathetic for him, and I feel a great deal of compassion for him, because all I see is like people on the internet and like in the comments, not really all I see, because obviously the people who support Bam do follow me talking about these stories, but like a lot of people are like, this is different than Brittany. This is, not the same as Brittany or Amanda. Like, he's a real addict. He really needs help. Y'all, you're a tyrant. You cannot force someone to get help. I need help for a lot of shit. You need help for a lot of shit. Go look at your dirty house. You need help. You need help cleaning. You need help. Look at your clothes. They're ugly. You need help. See how stupid that sounds? That's the same exact thing as when you say that somebody that does drugs needs help. Especially. Thank you, Anagar. Especially whenever you haven't actually dealt with any of that yourself. Oh, he needs help. Same thing with Amanda on Soft White Underbelly. She did maybe need some help, but she didn't ask anybody for help. And the type of help she received did not help because she's now dead. So, I mean, I think Monica said it, like the very threshold basis definition of helping someone is that they survived it. Why are they putting Bam Margera on 18 medications? Why is he being funneled from rehab to rehab? Why are the cops showing up and being informed by someone that there's already a court-ordered rehab? That is a setup. I'm sorry. That is a setup. The cops showed up and someone just miraculously informed them. Someone just miraculously informed them that there was an ex parte order for court-ordered rehab in a random Florida county. Come on, y'all. Oh my God. Thanks, Jake. I love sweet tea. Any chance of getting a copy of the contract? They did not include it. It's supposed to be some type of secret, I guess. Anyway, I legitimately think it was a total setup. I legitimately think it was a total setup because they filed for this thing September 4th, even before September 14th. Really, truly, y'all, even before September 14th, they filed for this because look, we have document number 5 already. Oh, wait, no. Okay, I'm stupid. Document number 1's up here. So we don't. Okay. So September 14th is the earliest in Pinellas County. But look, order changing venue from Hillsborough County. How did Hillsborough County get the venue jurisdiction in the first place if the first documents were filed here? To me, and this is just my conspiracy theory, it looks like they were shopping around for the best, most convenient place for them to take full control of Bam Margera's life, money, and body. Because why would you go Maricopa, then Hillsborough County, then Pinellas County? Sounds similar to what happened to Brittany. The first hospital they put her in was Cedars-Sinai. The second one was UCLA Medical Center, which is the one that actually did hold her there for the appropriate amount of time that resulted in her needing a conservatorship or whatever. It resulted in taking away her rights while they schemed behind her back. And y'all, if y'all know Bam's fans or audience, send them this stuff. They are the ones who really need to know, because I think a lot of Bam's fans really trust the parents like April, and like really trust the wife or whatever. But April is going out talking about Bam's mental health publicly as recently as 2019. And Bam went so far as to say on Dr. Phil in 2019, he's done. She's like dead to him. She's done with him. He's done with her. Because she's always negative and she's trying to control his life and his social media. Like, I don't know for sure that the family and Bam are on the greatest terms. And I'm sure they think they're helping him or whatever. I'm not saying like, oh, they're bad people, but there are bad people who are involved in this. I'm not saying the parents are. Exactly. Wait, Tampa, is there more? Are you saying there's more stuff? Rebecca? Tampa, other is St. Pete. What's at St. Pete? Yeah, y'all. I mean, like, they're starting to make it be like, Um, if you're not living like in a cookie cutter way, you don't deserve freedom and you should be locked away and no one should have to deal with you. Like Lima said on Soft White Underbelly, like, Amanda can't provide because of her mental illness. This is what she said it very sneakily because of Amanda's. Let me do my Lima impression. Hold on. I know y'all like my impressions. Because of a mental illness, Amanda cannot provide for herself or clothe herself. So that's a good reason to put someone in a conservatorship. Any homeless person's about to be in a conservatorship. Is that the long game here? Is that what Charlie Crist's Free Act was about? Putting poor people in conservatorships and then funneling state funds in there, like creating this whole little economy where like, oh, you're poor. Oh, you're not wearing clothes. Oh, you're peeing in the street. Oh, you're a drug addict. Oh, you did one drug one time. Oh, you have autism. You should not have your rights. We're going to reassign them to a state funded conservator. And we don't really want to hear from you. Lima is pro setup. I miss my home area. If you're near it, check out Cafe Argentine Indulgent Anniversary. Yeah. Thank you, Indiana. That's a pretty name. His fans have compassion for Bam. So I think if they could get him on the same page as us, it would be awesome. Definitely. I'm sure his management got him to do the Dr. Phil interview where he kind of looked manic just to further ruin his image. And that's why, like, whenever y'all say, like, it's a racket. That's why, like, whenever I know that, like, bad people don't follow me. I know, like, all y'all are, like, good people. But when y'all say stuff like, BJ, not everyone's Britney. Some people really need a conservatorship. Some people really need. No. Somebody that has the ability to make millions of dollars with their intellectual property, someone has the ability to very coherently tell what his problems and issues are on Instagram Live and very obviously care for himself, his wife, his children, his child, does not need to be in a conservatorship. A conservatorship is supposed to be a last resort. Did this look like a last resort to y'all? Because it was already filed before he even did anything wrong. Sort that out for me. Before he even did anything wrong, Lima and the rest of the crew had filed in Pinellas County. Did they know he would be there? Was he already there? Where was he even? Because the way he describes it, he was waiting for his son and his wife to show up there to visit and hang out. And he got put in a rehab. They're using his child against him. That is the same thing they did to Brittany. It's trafficking. When you force somebody through use of coercion and a position of power to work or to do something that you want them to do, labor is trafficking. Okay? So that's what we're looking at here. I don't like Jack. I don't like the franchise. I don't like the shows. It makes me feel gross. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. But that doesn't matter. What matters is it's happening and it's not fair. I don't care what somebody does. I don't care how somebody votes. I don't care. Because as soon as it happens to that first person, it has now set a legal precedent and it'll happen to a million people before anybody finds out. Thank you, Jesse. In my opinion, really no one needs one either. Like, I know that. Oh, I did. I've got words. I did. And you send me emails too, right? I am putting a lot of it in the upcoming project. But I did see that. Thank you so much. Keep sending stuff because I am using it. Love you, mean it. Yeah. Okay. So I kind of also think, Jesse, like no one needs a conservatorship. I really think no one needs one. I really think no one needs a conservatorship. But then there's like, I also have like, at least one family member who has Alzheimer's, and I have seen people taking advantage of her, and I don't like that. And I can imagine a future where like she will really need help to make to pay her bill. Like I feel like she might forget certain things like to pay her bills and stuff like that. But like I feel like it should be very, very like take out enough money to make sure the bills are paid. But like, let's say that somebody wants to spend their money on something stupid or whatever. Like they should be able to, as long as there's enough money left to pay their bills and stuff. But should that be a conservatorship? I don't know, which is why I'm still like slightly hesitant to be like, no one should have anything like a conservatorship. Cause it kind of like is like, there's like very few situations like for very advanced stage dementia, Alzheimer's that I can think like, maybe they really do need someone to help them and remind them to like do certain payments. But comment below what y'all think. I know supported decision making is like a big thing, but I can even see that being used in a bad way. I don't know. That's just my thoughts right now. I did not find out any more yet about Mercy Care, but I will be looking into that today. Oh yeah, it should never be for profit. If you're making money being someone's conservator, you shouldn't be. I don't think you should be. But I also don't think we should make a designation between like, oh, no family members or only family members. Cause like, I don't know, like, what if I want to pick somebody that's not my family member to be my conservator? I should be able to do that. Where's Rebecca? Oh, the change of venue was like they were following. I don't think conservators should ever be paid by the conservatee ever. Me neither. And that's why Charlie Crist put that in his free act. Like, oh, the money would come from a federal fund. Federal funded conservatorships? That's your solution? Hell no. No. Also no. Even people who are impaired deserve inalienable rights. That is true. Okay. So I did want to show y'all one more thing just while I'm here. Let me pull up this Instagram page. So as y'all know, I've covered like, mostly with these conservatorships, I always cover like the famous ones, right? Like who's famous. It started with Brittany, then there was of course Wendy, we have Amanda, we have Bam, Sam Williams. I've spoken a little bit about Nichelle Nichols and Peter Max, but not really covered them as much. But look, I want to show y'all a less famous case. Now, this is someone I've recently been in touch with. Her name is Sue, and she has this beautiful young son named Skylar. Now, this is Skylar and his father, whose name is Yusef Davis. Now, Yusef very tragically suffered a heart attack, which led to a stroke, and then now he has brain injury and he's in a conservatorship. Well, I'm just really upset because y'all know the way to my heart is kids. This child, look at this precious baby. He just lost his first teeth. His little tooth came out. Oh, and I've seen videos. I'm not going to show y'all. Y'all go to this Instagram account and look at it. There's videos. There's all kind of stuff. The guardian of Yusef, who happens to be Yusef's sister, is keeping Skylar from being able to visit his dad. Skylar has not seen his dad since he was 2 years old. This case is happening right in my home state of New Jersey. And so if y'all could just go follow this account, send her, some love. I can't imagine being a single mom and, the father of my child is in a conservatorship. I can't even see him. My child can't see him. Nothing, no one's helping her. Like even just talking about this right now, it just makes me feel so powerless because it's just not fair. Like it's bad enough like that they have dads out here that don't want to see their kids. Now there's like dads out here who want to see their kids and who don't even like have who are not being allowed to see their children. This is such a big deal to me. And I mean, I don't know how these people are taking care of this man. If they're not letting him see his kids, chances are the chances are they don't really care about his best interest. And that's what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be concerned about the best interest of the conservatee. And it doesn't look like they are, because they're not even letting him keep his relationship with his girlfriend slash fiance and his child. So if y'all could, I just want to shed a little bit of light on this case. I'll probably be spotlighting other cases soon, but I really want to, I don't know. I just feel like I want to help on this case, because we're talking about a little baby, a child who's not being let to see their own father. Look at him. I mean, he lost his first tooth. These are moments that you never get back. And just because someone is in a conservatorship, they had a stroke, they have a little bit of a brain cognition, injury or whatever, like all of a sudden they don't get to see their family anymore. This is disgusting. And I'm going to be looking into this case more. I'm going to be exposing what these people are doing. Best hope and believe the judge isn't in on this. I'm just hoping and praying the judge is not involved in this. Parental alienation is child abuse. Yeah. Yeah. They're keeping the kid away from his own father. And it's like, conservatorships are supposed to be last resorts. And I don't even think they necessarily supposed to be forever. Like, this man is only like 42 years old. Like, could he possibly be rehabilitated to live a more autonomous life where he has more choices in his day-to-day life? I think so. But I don't think anyone can be rehabilitated from anything, like I already said earlier, unless you are surrounded by love and family. And right now, Yusef Davis is being isolated from his family. And I think it's illegal. I don't even think it's legal what they're doing. But hey, I don't know. Hopefully they get to go to court soon. And hopefully the judge does rule in favor of, Sue, and rules against the guardian, who is so heartlessly, evilly keeping how can you look at a little baby innocent child like this? And how can you look at this? Look at this. How can you look at this and keep that person from their, I have full body chills. This is happening everywhere. Millions of people are affected by this. I'm sick of it. And we need to start helping the smaller cases too. Obviously, we can't help everybody. We just can't. We're not enough of us. But little by little, we can start to shine a light on these cases, and we can start to say, you know what? No, this is ridiculous. Just because somebody did a drug, or just because somebody drank a beer or had a stroke or whatever, all of a sudden they don't get rights. That's ridiculous. I don't think it's acceptable. And I'm going to spend the rest of my life making sure people stop doing that crap. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to still listen. I'm still working on a big project. Me and Jake have a lot of things in the works. This is just a small part of a much bigger thing that I'm going to be doing on Amanda and Lima from Aura and all of that, because I don't think that it's acceptable, and I don't have nothing else to do than fight for justice. So talk to y'all later. Facts and defamation. Love you, mean it. Okay, bye.